Hi, Flosstube. It's Kathy with So-and-So's. Today is Wednesday, February 21st. This is video number 21, and I hope you're all doing great out there in Flosstube land. It's really cruddy weather today, so I hope the lighting is going to be okay. It's very gray, rainy, kind of yucco, but the trouble with this kind of weather is all I want to do is sit and stitch and listen to books. So I have several finishes. I don't have several fully finishes, but I do have several finishes and some whips. And I have things that I have picked out to stitch. I had to order a lot of floss. So I have those waiting for floss and some fabric to come, and then so I can show you all those things that I want to stitch. I'm thinking spring. We're done with February 14th, Valentine's Day, but I do have some past finishes that I want to show you that I didn't show you in my last video. Sorry. And so I will start with those. This first one is a fun finish. This is Artful Offerings, Love is Kind. And as you can tell, it's only a portion of the design that I stitched. And I don't remember why I decided to start there or stop there. But I just loved the little rabbits with their hearts and their key. And so I had this little strip. I did add just a little stitching around it to make a border. When I don't do that, it feels to me like things are just floating. So I always want to put some kind of little border around them to kind of stabilize them or anchor them to the fabric. And this, since it was long and narrow, I just sewed the long edges together here in the back and made a tube, and I put this binding on each end of the tube and then just stuffed. I twisted and tied one end and stuffed it, and then twisted and tied the other end with some ribbon. So you get this kind of cute little pillow roll finish. So I thought that was kind of fun. So I wanted to show that to you. Then one of my very favorite things, which of course is a With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais, is this Valentine heart done in a Whitman candy box. And you paint the box red and you cut out the paper pieces for the front and glue them on, some lace, and I had a key. And then this is the bottom of the box. I painted it and then put some music paper in it. This, you can see, it's a Whitman candy box. It's the perfect size. And then this is the little pillow that you do for inside. And it's just the cutest little white dove and a little part of the alphabet. And I finished it with some chenille and then just pinned a little button on it. The back is just red print. And then I slashed the back of this one, so I needed to cover where I slashed. So that is the little heart that goes in it. And then there's this adorable little envelope that's actually a little needle. Whoops. I lost my needlebook part. This goes in here that you can put your needles in. And then it just folds up and ties back up. But it is so cute. It has a little tiny heart. It's all made out of linen. And it just has a tiny little heart on the front. You can see. And then the little bird. Oops. Come here, string. And the little buttons. So it's very cute. And it all goes back in its little box. Back in its little heart box. And then the top goes back on, just like that. So that's one of my very favorites ever. Then I have another couple. What do I drop here? Oh, I guess I'm fine. Okay, I have another couple Brenda Gervais with I Needle and Thread little pillows out of her Valentine book. I think this was 2 years ago. And I just made 2 little pillows. This one just has chenille around the edges. This one, I put another print on the end with some rickrack. And then it has this print on the back. So those are just little Valentine pillows. And the last one is this big pillow. This is Crocetagogo, or however you say it. And this is just the cutest pillow. There is a dog on a scooter with flowers and a heart box of candy on the back. And he's giving it to his little kitty friend who has a little pink dress and a red scarf on. They are just so darn cute. I had to stitch that one. So I just put an edge around it with a bow, and then this is the back. So it's a fairly good sized pillow, but it's really cute. So those are my past finishes from Valentine's Days past. Let's see, now I'll start on my, one more. This is also Brenda Gervais. I don't know that this is really Valentine's, but I put it out at Valentine's. It has this cute little heart in the hand, and it's a needle book. Whoops, untie it for you. It has pins in the edges, and when you open it up, it has a scalloped piece of, this is velvet that I stitched in, and you can put your needles in that. And then on the back, it's got this adorable little bouquet of flowers. But I put it out at Valentine's because I think it goes with all my other Valentines. So that's a fun finish. And it's not hard either. You just stretch your fabric over a piece of cardboard, stretch your linen over it, and then get another piece of linen and put it on the back and stitch the two together, and then put your pins in. And you do the same for the back piece. And then this is just stitched on the side to hold your needles. So that's a fun one to do. Okay, so now I think I'll start with the biggest thing, which isn't actually cross stitch. It's a pattern that is in this fabulous book, the big book of hand embroidery projects. And I think it's still available on Amazon. In fact, I'm sure it is. And not only do I love the embroidery in it, but I love all their finishing ideas. So the one I did, and I got this bee in my bonnet because of Nancy, So Cozy Stitching, and Jeanette, White Cottage Stitching. And this is what we all made, was this little bag. I did not do the embroidery. I just made the bag. The embroidery is really cute though. But this bag is so adorable. Here is my version of the bag. I quilted the blue fabric, and you make the bottom of the bag, and then you make a tube out of this, and you sew them. You put this inside like that, and you put this binding on, which sews them all together, and then you make casings that you put your ties in. This opens up, so you can see it's all lined. It has a lining in the bottom of the blue. You can see that it's a pretty good sized bag. when it's up. It's great for yarn or embroidery or anything like that you want to carry around. You just pull that tight, and then it has handles. You can tuck this down, put these in, and it's got handles to carry it with, but it is adorable. Now I want to make about 10 more of them. They're so cute. It takes 3 different fabrics, and I used fat quarters, and I barely had enough of this color. It took a whole fat quarter. In fact, I had to piece a part of it. You can't really see it, but I had to piece a strip down both sides to get it the same size as the blue bottom. I didn't have enough fabric. If I had a half a yard, that would have been perfect, but all I had were fat quarters, so I made them work. And I love it. So if you ever see this book, grab it. It's got 52 patterns in it and all kinds of finishes. I know you've seen this before because I know Jeanette has showed it on their Flosstube, but it's just really, really cute. And all their finishing ideas, like look at this absolutely adorable sewing book and a scissor shield. They're just adorable. So and the instructions are very good. The bag was super easy to make. Here's another bag that I've thought about making as well. I haven't looked at it. See, it's got these cute little things on the end of the ties. It's made a different way, so I haven't really gone through and read the instructions on that. There are a ton of pillows. There's some quilting with embroidery in some random squares. Here's a Kathy Schmitz snowman one that's adorable. Here's a winter one with Santa Clauses that's adorable. Here's a really cute Kathy Schmitz. I want to do this one someday. I think that's really cute. So you can see, and it tells you how to do all the finishing. Really good instructions. So there's a huge variety of things. Here are another couple Kathy Schmitz that are embroidered and then attached to fabric and then framed, which is a fun way to do it. You could do that with cross stitch. Here's another cute one. So it is full of really good stuff. Alphabets. This is a really cute one from Stacy West at Buttermilk Basin, a vintage snowman. I love that one. I need to do that one too. Super fast to do. What else? This is pretty. This is Tracy Souza design, but it's just really simple and it's so pretty. Oh, here's a pretty fall one, Kathy Schmitz. Look at those bees. Those are just adorable. Yeah. So this is a Martingale press, but check on Amazon, like I say, because I'm pretty sure that you can get it on there, or even the secondhand book. I don't remember what they're called because I never look at them, which I should, because I'm sure I could find things. But see, here's a tote bag, a nice size tote bag pattern with stitching, and you don't have to put the stitching on it if you don't want to. Like, I didn't put any stitching on this bag, and it's cute as it can be. So you can let your fabric shine, but if you do want to, there's a lot of stitching patterns in here. So I thought I'd show you that. Excuse me. Then the next thing I stitched since last time was this Winter in Baltimore. And I hadn't done any of these little guys that go on the box before. this is the pattern. It's with a needle and thread. Winter in Baltimore. And it is stitched 1/1 on 28 count Lugana. So the stitches are teeny weeny tiny, but it's so fun. I love stitching 1/1. In fact, I have several things this time that are 1/1. I kind of get in the groove and I really love to do it. And then you wrap this around the box and glue it down around the top. And then you glue in the ticking and you cut an oval for the bottom and cover it with the ticking and it just sticks in. And there you go. Although when I cut my ticking, I cut it up and down stripes, and Brenda's, as you can see inside her box, are standing up and down. Mine are going around in a circle. I don't think it matters, but I wasn't paying attention when I cut the ticking because I was going to make it just like hers, and it didn't look like that because I went the wrong direction with the stripes, but that's okay. Then I have the little pillow, and I haven't stuffed it yet. This is the little pillow that goes inside. I wanted to show you, I was trying to explain last time how I learned to do the backs of pillows from Brenda. So this is what you do. You sew, I made this fabric 1/4 inch longer on each side, but the same width as my design, my finished design. And then I folded this in half and cut it, and then put it right sides together and stitched it part way and then part way, and then put the back and the front right sides together, stitched all the way around, turned it inside out, and this is what I have. So I can stitch it, and then I just sew up this little hole in the back. And you don't have to do it on an edge or the bottom, so it doesn't show. It's on the back. So I have that one ready to stuff. That'll go in here when it's finished. And then her little vignette has a cute Christmas tree in there too, so that'll be fun. I have several of those little Christmas trees that I can stick in there at Christmas to display it. So that's the first one. The next one is also with my needle and thread. This is Pennsylvania Dutch pin keeps. And I received this in 2021 at the Farm Girl Gatherings fall retreat when Brenda Gervais was there. This was part of the designs that she gave us. And I'm just getting around to getting them stitched. So these two are finished, but I'm at the same point. I need to stuff them and sew the back stuff through. But I'm sure Brenda will probably release these if they haven't been released already. They're very cute. Very cute. So that is another one I have ready to go. And I love this fabric. My friend Rachel, hi Rachel, sent this to me because I do some finishing work for her once in a while, and she sent this with hers, and I went, oh my gosh, that is so cute. So she sent me some fabric so I could do mine. Thank you, Rachel. I love them. Next I did Berry Keeper. I'm getting spring patterns out here now. And this is Berry Keeper, and it's another one that's 1/1 on 28 count mushroom Lugana. And it's not completely finished. I was going to show you how you do one of these. Woo-hoo-hoo, if I can hold on to it. So there's the stitching. Then what you do is put it in the hoop, and you just gather a stitch around it and pull it up tight. Then you cut an oval the size of the hoop back. You just trace around your hoop, cut an oval. Now I'm going to glue this on here, and I'm going to glue, first of all, I'm going to glue a piece of scrapbook paper to it. just a cute piece of scrapbook paper, trim it off right along the edge, and then glue it to the back. And it finishes them off really cute. So that is an easy finish if you want something different and it'll fit in a hoop. That's the way to do it. So that is the berry keeper. I just love the little, of course, the tomato and the spools. As you can tell, I'm sitting differently in the room today, so you can see my tomato display and all my other junk behind me. This box is full of Brenda Gervais stuff. So that's all Brenda Gervais. Whoops, I can't point. And just all my stuff back there. So that's the berry keeper. Then I did this little guy, this new one from Not Forgotten Farm, Carrot Top. I thought it was so cute. I had to have it immediately, and I shoomed it right into my printer and printed it right out, and then I stitched it. And it is on 25 count Lugana natural that I bought at Hobby Lobby. And I really like, it's Zweigart, as you can tell. It's got the orange stripe down the side. And it's natural. It kind of reminds me of, it's soft, but it reminds me of fiddler cloth. It has little flecks in it. I don't know if you can see them. There's little brown flecks all through it. Not as heavy as fiddler cloth used to be. But anyway, here's the little bunny. And then I stitched his little carrot. And what I'm going to do is put them back to back like this. And then I'm going to make, I have this little coin purse top. And I'm going to make a little coin purse out of it. So this is just the right shape, and I'll just stitch these together in a coin purse shape and stitch them into this metal. And I'll have a little bunny and his carrot. So that'll be fun. And I'll line the inside with a print fabric. So that'll be really cute. Just a different way to finish a small like that. It's just kind of cute. I love it. So anyway, if you don't have access to an L&S, but you do have access to a Hobby Lobby, they do carry Zweigart fabrics, and this Lugana is one of them, and I really like it. It's high quality. I like it a lot, and it's not real expensive at all. It comes in a plastic package. This is 25 count Lugana, and this is natural color if you want this color. So that is Carrot Top. Put things out of the way here. Next, I hope I haven't bit off more than I can chew here. I wanted to do this. As soon as it came out, I ordered it immediately. And from Dying to Stitch, they sent it right out with the fabric. It's Winter Brew, R&R Winter Brew. And I stitched it. And then I found a tutorial about how to hem stitch. And I still have some basting in there. There are numerous steps to hem stitching, at least in this video. You pull a thread all the way around, actually 2 threads, all the way around 1/4 inch away. And then you need at least 1 1/4 inches because you fold over 1/4 inch, then 1/2, and that will leave you a 1/2 inch hem. Your edge, you do this from the back, so your edge is right up to where you pulled the 2 threads. I don't know if you can see that very well. Where I am now is to the part of stitching it down. So you start in the edge here, go down, wrap around 4 threads where you've pulled the thread out, and go back up and catch the edge, go down, wrap around 4, and that's what makes these little holes that you can see in the hem stitch. So I learned something new. At this point, I haven't finished doing the stitch, so you can't really see it. I'll show you next time how it turns out. But it was more involved than I thought, and it might just be the tutorial I watched, because she had you baste 3 lines all the way around, which takes quite a while. It's quite a lot of prep to get to this point. And I don't know if you really need to do that or if you can measure really well and just iron it over and then hem stitch it. But I'm doing it the way the tutorial showed me. So, and all you have to do is look up hem stitch for embroidery in YouTube, and you'll come up with all kinds of tutorials. And I watched several of them, and then I kind of stuck with one until I got it prepared. So this was so fun to stitch. I absolutely love this angel. I just think it is adorable. And hem stitch is new for me. I wanted to try a new way to finish. So I thought that's a good one to learn. It would be fun to do something smaller because I think it would go a lot faster, and I probably should have started on something small. Not that that's big, but it was bigger than I thought it would be. And at the same time I ordered the Cupid's Valentine, I ordered Key to My Heart, another with a needle and thread. I'm sorry, I'm kind of on a Brenda kick. I'm always on a Brenda kick. What am I saying? I always have at least one of hers going at a time. So I stitched, what my favorite part of this are the bluebirds and the lock. So I changed it up and I did it as a heart and just did that. And now I'm going to cover a backboard with fabric or a frame. I haven't decided yet. I have a frame that'll work, and put it on that with the fabric behind it. And I think I'm going to put rickrack around the edges too. But I just love those little bluebirds. They look like swallows, and the little flowers around the lock. And I have an old-fashioned key. I'm going to hang a key off of it, and I think that would be really cute. So that is that one. Then another one that I ordered a PDF of is World So Sweet, which is by Sandy Spencer, and you order it from Thread Melt Designs. And I did it online, just printed the PDF, and it is the cutest little thing. I have it here. I have it finished, and I have a frame, and it will just fit, oops, in this frame. Let me see. I am probably going to have to sew fabric around the edges so I can stretch it, but it will fit in here when I do that. Come on. There we go. But it is such a cute little stitch, and it goes fast. I like the lacy kind of stuff on the bird. Come on, stay in there. And the flower is so cute. Thank you for the world so sweet. I just love it. So I have that yet to finish. See what I mean? All I did was stitch. I didn't finish. I finished the stitching, but I didn't finish it, fully finish it. Next, I had stitched just this part before, and put it in a pocket watch. So I decided I really wanted to stitch the whole thing. So I did. And here it is. Let's stay home and stitch. And it's very fun. This in the middle is over 1. So it can't be done on Ada unless you just left it empty. You could leave that empty and stitch the rest of it, or put some of the quilt stars in at regular size or something. But in this part right here is 1 over 1. And this is on vintage Country Mocha 36 count. I just love it because it has tomatoes and strawberries and a little house and spools of thread and needles and scissors. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm gonna finish it in a frame and hang it right by my stitchy spot. So this is one that my husband has to make a frame for. He's got every opening flower. He's got this one, and he's got this next one I'm going to show you, which is also with thy needle and thread, keeper of the pins. Now I have been thinking about this ever since it came out, and I decided I didn't want to stitch all the little pillows separately. And I had in the back of my mind a finish and the way I want it to turn out. So what I did was I stitched all the designs in one piece. And I started with the alphabet, which is how samplers usually go. They have the alphabet at the top, and then the motifs kind of in the middle, and then I put the saying at the bottom that kind of balanced out the alphabet at the top. Now this is one pillow and this is one pillow. So these two designs, I just put them next to each other. And of course this is the sewing bird. And then I made this little pillow by itself. And what I want to do, I have a sewing bird, I have a metal sewing bird, I have this little pillow, and of course I have some tomatoes. I want my husband to build me a shadow box. So it's going to be probably 2 inches deep, and I'll leave, that way it'll have a shelf at the bottom, since it's 2 inches deep, that I can put this little pillow and a tomato and maybe a thimble and some buttons or something on. And then somehow I want to put my sewing bird on there. I don't know if he needs to make me a hanger for my sewing bird or a little shelf or something. But the way I have it in my mind, I can attach my sewing bird to the frame and then have this little pillow and a tomato and some other little things sitting on the bottom. Make it, you know, 3-dimensional. Maybe some spools. So that is what I have in mind, and as soon as he has time to make the box for me, I will get it put together and you will be able to see what it looks like. So that's all the finishes I have. Just quite a few. I think I've been really busy stitching because I can sit and stitch and listen to a book all day. It's terrible. I have a hard time even getting up to fix lunch, to fix dinner, let the dog out. My cat curls up on my lap and she's nice and warm and we are all cozy and we just stitch. So now I'll show you, I do have a, well no, I only have one whip going right now. I am stitching the Prim series by Lori Holt, Me and My Bonnet. And I'm doing all 12 of them together. I'm sure you've seen them. They're these Lori Holt, whoop, that's an empty bag. These Lori Holt cards, and there's 12. And so instead of doing them separate and framing them, I'm doing them all in one piece. And her instructions come with a border to go around the outside. So I've been working on the smalls in between doing this big one. So I have 2 finished. I'm going to start the 3rd one. I need to bring the border across. This is how wide it's going to be. It'll be 3 wide and 4 long when I'm finished. So I have the first 2 finished, except for that top border. And this is 1/1 on her Prim Cloth 25 count by Lori Holt. So it's going to be half the size that most people stitch it, because they usually do it 2/2. So I'm doing it all 1/1, and it's pretty solid. It takes longer than you think. They look like little tiny designs, but they've got a lot of stitching in them and they're so cute. I just love them. They're just adorable. These are strawberries in here in this little basket, the bird. This is a flag and a bee scap and some flowers with a bee on top and a heart. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty small. I think I figured like 10 by 12, maybe something like that. I don't have a lot of wall space, so I have to do things smaller. And I love stitching 1/1. So that is it. Here's my back, if you want to see the back. But that, I have it going. So I'll finish a small and stitch on this for a day or two, and then I'll pick up another small and finish it. Look at the colors. They're all DMC. And I still store all my DMC on bobbins because I bought the whole set in probably 1981, the whole set. And the way I stitch, one thing at a time, I always know where all my threads are. I don't have them in a bunch of bags or anything. So I just pull them and stitch. If I run out of a color, then I go buy one color. But I don't need to keep going back and forth buying colors because I've got the whole set. But anyway, these are scrumptious colors. Very, very bright and springy and happy. I love them. They're really cute. This is a bag I made. You've probably seen it before. And it has a thread bed, or whatever you want to call it. And see, I just wind up my floss when I'm done with it, and then snap it in here and put it in my bag, and it's ready to go. Just like that. And then I made these little bobbin things with charms on them to hang on the zipper pull. So that one I have going. I also have one more here. This is a bag I made from Lori Holt Fabrics a couple of years ago. It's got a thread bed too, but it's at my stitchy spot. So I haven't, that's the only whip I currently have stitching in. These two are kitted up and ready to stitch. They're two smalls. One of them is A Girl in Her Garden. And this came out last year by Brenda Gervais. Look at that cute strawberry. So this one has strawberries and a basket and a little dog. Oh, here's a picture of the whole thing on the back. It's hard to see. They kind of look like clover leaves. Maybe they're strawberry leaves. They're strawberry leaves because they're on strawberry plants. And little white strawberry flowers all over. And her little checked gingham dress. She's absolutely adorable. So I have that one all kitted up. I keep my overdyed floss in floss away bags and store them in alphabetically in the shoebox size plastic covered boxes. And then I have the few DMC threads that it called for. So I don't have floss all over in bags. It's all in one spot alphabetically where I can find it. If I was not a monogamous stitcher, then I would probably have more trouble keeping track of my floss. It'd be all over the place. And I'd have to buy more floss probably to make for each project, but I don't. What I do with the overdyes is when I start a new project, I go through and I have X-Stitch app on my phone that I inventory all my thread and my patterns in. So I go through, compare the pattern to my inventory, and if I'm missing a color, then I order that color. And it's usually maybe 1 or 2 colors because I've been stitching since 1980. Of course, overdyed floss didn't come out, I don't know how long ago. Has it been out 20 years, 15, 20 years? So I don't have full sets of any of the overdyed. I buy them as I need them. So if I've already got them, I don't buy them again. I just buy the colors I don't have. Now this one I bought at Shepherd's Bush and kitted it up while I was there. So this one I want to start too while I'm doing the Prim series. This is called Sweet Violet by With Thy Needle and Thread. And I think that is just so cute. And I don't see many people stitch it. And they had the model at Shepherd's Bush, and as soon as I saw it, I like lavender and purple. Well, I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Not real gaudy, but this I think is beautiful. So I have the fabric and all the colors in here to do it. I didn't put them on a ring yet, but I'll get them out because they're really fun, bright colors. Springtime. So those are the lavenders, and then there's this purple kind of color. It's kind of a reddish. And the greens and the yellows. And then all of these. So those are really fun colors. I don't know how you make them all stand out, but aren't those pretty? It's really pretty. So I haven't seen that one stitched other than the model at Shepherd's Bush, so I'm going to stitch that one. Let me see. I think it's been out a while. Copyright 2014. Yeah, it's been out a long while. So that one and A Girl in Her Garden are going to be the next smalls that I stitch. Well, I am also stitching the Prim series. So that is finishes, whips, fully finished. And now I was going to show you what else I have in mind. All these things, these patterns I went through my floss inventory and my fabric inventory. And so they're all waiting to be kitted up with either floss or fabric that's coming. So the first one I want to do, well, these aren't in any order. I want to do this Lucy Beam Love and Stitches. And it's a funny little lady with a tomato on her head, and it says Stitch Always. And she's got scissors, and it looks like a little strawberry in her hand. I love Becky Nolan's patterns. They're funny and quirky, and I think they're adorable. So I want to do that one. So I have a couple colors coming. Yeah, this is Gentle Art. And I think I had to order 3 or 4 of the colors on here. They're all Gentle Art colors, and I didn't have all of them. Okay, then I have this one. This I ordered from Shepherd's Bush. And they always, they put little ribbons on the patterns they send. There's a ribbon on the fabric, the linen that goes with it. They always put the extra special touches on them. So I want to do this one. I think I needed 1 or 2 colors for it. So this is another one I just love the robin and the nest and the lupin. At least I think they're lupin flowers. Maybe they're grape hyacinth because it's spring. Probably grape hyacinth and tulips. That's what it is. Anyway, it's adorable. So I'm waiting on a color for that. I have the linen. This is another one. I went through all my Brenda Gervais patterns, and I still have a folding file in my hanging file here is where I keep my patterns. And I have a file of hers, probably 4 or 5 inches thick, that I still have to stitch. So I'm going through there and pulling out the springs and hopefully get the spring ones and then move into summer, etc. So this is one I want to do for spring, and it's called Madame Cottontail. See if I can get the glare off of it. It's an older one. I ordered it from Country Stitches online. You can still get it in her shop. And I want to do the little bag with the little wool tongues on it. This is a pattern from 2014 as well. And it's called Madame Cottontail. So I have it waiting for a color to come. Here's another one. I like this little 3D bunny. And this is a 2019 pattern. And it needs, I think I need one color floss for it. And I don't mind holding it for one color floss because instead of substituting, if I wanted to stitch it immediately, I'd substitute a DMC or another color. But if I order, you know, 1 or 2 flosses for each pattern, all it does is build my collection. So then I'll have more that next time I may not have to order because I got it this time, if that makes any sense. Here's another one of these little boxes by Brenda that I want to stitch. I had fun doing the Winter in Baltimore, and so I have, to quote Shakespeare, so I want to do it, and maybe I can get the stripes going the right way in this one. We'll see if I remember when I cut my fabric. Here's another one I want to do. This one is called Strawberry Hill Sampler. And it is from, I was going to look for the date here. I don't even see a date on the back of this one. But I know it's an older one, probably from the early, 2014, 2015 maybe. But I love, this is a box, a covered box. It's fairly large, and I love the Quaker motifs. This is a housewife. This is the outside of the housewife, and I think it folds up to look like this. This is a scissor keep, and you can put needle packets in there too. And then this is a pin keep with some lace, and so I really want to do those. And I think the color I didn't have was this red. I can't remember what it was. Mulberry. I had very little mulberry, and this, I think you needed 2 skeins to do all the pieces. So I had to order mulberry for this one. So that's coming. This is one that I actually have started and don't know why I haven't finished it, but I'm gonna. This is Basket Full of Springtime, and it's, you stitch it on the linen and then make a little basket with your stitching and some little flowers with buttons on a pillow. And I think that's really cute. So I need to finish that. I don't know why I hadn't. Goodness, you guys, this is crazy, all the Brendas I have to do for spring. This one is Sarah's Garden. It's from 2009, and it's another pocket. After I did the Becky Nolan Cozy Egg, the little egg pocket, now I'm on to pockets. So here's another pocket. Just a little sampler with a tulip and a girl and a pocket. I got that one from Shepherd's Bush. This one I have had forever, and my husband even made me the horn book for it. I haven't stitched it. It's from 2008, and I've had it since it came out. So I'm trying to go through my stash and stitch what's in my stash. Although I have to buy the new Brendas that come out. I can't pass them up because I don't want to get behind. I'm already behind about 20 years. So I want to do that one. It's just a little sampler, and it has some birds and a rabbit and some tulips, some little flower motifs, a couple more rabbits. It's a springtime. This is Sampler of the Season Spring. And there, it says spring, airing of the quilts. So they have the quilts out on the line here, and a house. And I love the little horse and wagon, and the ladies out here in the garden growing strawberries. And then there's another little house and a lady and a dog, and I think she has a hoe. And there's those little trees. It's just adorable. So I've got to get all these made make all the Brendas. I bought them all, now I need to stitch them all. Here's another one. Easter Jubilee. I've done a few of these, but I know the one I want to do next is, let me find it. I think it's this one. It's a little picture. The two little chicks with their little wheelbarrow or wagon full of carrots. That's the one I want to do next. So I've got it waiting for a color to come. Then this ABC pin keep. I don't know that it's really spring, but it's a bird on an oil can, and I have several oil cans that I've collected just to do different finishes like this. So it's just a whole bunch of teeny tiny little motifs that are adorable, and then you make it into the bird shape and make a little strawberry to hang in its mouth and stick it on an oil can. So that one's going. I think I needed linen for that one. And then this I love. I've seen a couple people stitching this, and I'm like, I got to get that out because the colors are so springy to me. I just love the colors, and I did have to order a couple colors for this one. So then let's switch to Blackbird, shall we? We'll get some variety here. This book, In Friendship's Way, I've had for a while. I also have this glass box, and I've done, let's see, 3 of the strawberries. I'll show you these. These aren't out of this book, but I did these 3 strawberries out of a Christmas book. I showed you these in, I think, in December or January. But I want to do now the ones that are in here. Let me see if I can show them to you without giving away the pattern. Yeah. This is kind of a bigger picture of the box, and one of them with a moth. This is Emily's strawberry. I love making strawberries. They go really fast. Then there is JJ's strawberry. It's got a bird, 2 birds on it. And I didn't have that blue color, so it's silly. This one is Leona's strawberry. And then I needed linen for all these too. And here is Barb's strawberry. So, and they're really fast. They're tiny designs. So I can get all these stitched on one piece of fabric and then finish them. Mildred's is the moth strawberry, Mildred's strawberry. And that is really pretty. So I can prepare my box. I've got my box. It has glass in it. And while I'm waiting for my threads to come. And that's what I wanted to make out of that book. And then this one, And Blossoms the Rose, I want to make that. I had all the threads, but I didn't have that fabric. And it's Velt by Picture This Plus, I believe. There it is. It's a drum finish. Yeah, 32 count Velt by Picture This Plus. That makes that beautiful drum. I just love the faded rose look of it. It looks really antique-y and old. Hopefully the piece of Velt I ordered, who knows what it, they have a picture of it, of course, to order, but who knows when you get the piece. I just don't want it to have a lot of green. Velt is green, and it has a lot of green modeling in it, but I hope it's more like this, where it's fairly open. My dog is barking. So that's kind of what I have planned for the future. As soon as all these flosses and linen come, I'll be doing that. Tomorrow I'm getting together with Nancy and another friend of ours, Carol, and a new stitchy friend that we haven't met yet. and we're meeting for lunch and a stitchy afternoon tomorrow in the town of Rupert, Idaho, which is near Carol and Nancy. Nancy lives in Burley, and Rupert is just 6 or 7 miles away from Burley. And then Carol lives in Paul, which is next to Rupert. And the new stitcher, I believe her name's Maggie. Is it Maggie? Oh, I'm terrible with names. She lives in Twin Falls, and then I live down here in the canyon in Buell. So we'll meet tomorrow and have a stitchy meetup. That'll be fun. And I don't know if Nancy's going to pop in with another video in between mine, but you might wait for that. Look for her. Otherwise, I don't have anything coming up. Well, the first thing I have coming up is May 17th. I am going to Welcome Stitchery to teach an embroidery class, and I can't wait. It's going to be super fun. Super, super fun. Get to see my friends Justine and Shelly, and probably Shelly's sister Shannon. And that is going to be a blast. So I've been working on getting the design. I'm designing my own little piece and getting it all put together to take up there. No, wait, that's May 17th. Actually, I'm going to Quilter Station in April 20, that weekend, 20, 21st, 22nd. I'm going to the second retreat, but I come early so I can see the people in the first retreat too and do the shopping, and then I go to the retreat. So that's in April. Then May is Minnesota, Welcome Stitchery. In July, I'm going to retreat in Boise, Idaho, the first one in Idaho, and that's Maggie's on Main, the cross stitch shop in Emmett, one of those little towns outside Boise. It's Emmett. They are sponsoring that retreat, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Then in the end of September, I'm teaching a class at the Under the Garden Moon retreat, and I think it's going to be on cross-stitch finishing techniques, different ways to finish cross-stitch. And then, a dream come true. I got into Shepherd's Bush Retreat in October. I cannot wait. I have literally dreamed of going to a Shepherd's Bush Retreat for over 30 years. I've been at their store since they opened. And so for all that time, I wanted to go to one of their retreats. Never thought I could ever go, and I'm going. I got in, and it's Brenda Gervais. I am so excited. I just can't wait, because Brenda's not doing very many retreats anymore, and this is one she's doing this year, so I can hardly wait for that. So it's going to be a fun-filled, stitchy year. So on that happy little note, I think I have told you everything I know, which doesn't amount to much. It only takes me an hour to tell you everything I know. And I will be back probably in about four weeks. I'm not great on schedule because I want to have things to show you, so I keep stitching and I keep stitching, and then I stop and try to finish things and then have a video. So I'm kind of bad. But anyhow, thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for all the comments. They are so nice. I have not had one single nasty comment. Keep my fingers crossed. But everyone is so sweet and so kind, and I appreciate it so much. And I have so much fun doing this. I just love to show my stuff to other people, and if I didn't have you guys to show it through, my family is sick and tired of looking at it. That's all I can say. So I needed an outlet, and you're it. So thank you so much. Everyone have a great month of March. I'll be back in March. Finish off February and get on to March. And happy stitching. Bye.